From translation, NET, New English Translation. This 242 day of the year. Today we are reading passages Ezekiel 1 through 4. Ezekiel chapter 1, verses 1 to 28. In the 30th year, on the 5th day of the 4th month, while I was among the exiles by the Kebar River, the heavens opened up, and I saw a divine vision. On the 5th day of the month, it was the 5th year of King Jehoiachin's exile, the word of the Lord came to Ezekiel the priest, the son of Buzi, in a divine vision by the Kebar River. There God's hand grasped him. As I looked, I saw a windstorm approaching from the north, an enormous cloud with a fire flashing back and forth, and a brightness was all around it, with the center of the fire glowing as if it were polished metal. In the center of the fire was what looked like 4 living creatures. In form, they were human, but each of them had 4 faces and 4 wings. Their legs were straight, but the soles of their feet were like calves' feet. They sparkled like polished bronze. Under their wings on their 4 sides they had human hands. The 4 of them had their faces and their wings. Their wings touched one another. They did not turn as they moved, but each one went straight ahead. Their faces had this appearance. Each of the 4 had the face of a man in front, the face of a lion on the right, the face of an ox on the left, and the face of an eagle in the back. Their faces were this. They each had 2 wings, with 2 covering their bodies and 2 that extended out to touch one another. Each one went straight ahead. They did not turn as they moved. In the midst of the living creatures, there was something that looked like burning coals of fire, like torches. It seemed that the fire was moving back and forth among the living creatures. The fire was bright, and lightning emanated from the fire. The creatures ran back and forth in appearance like lightning. As I looked at the living creatures, I saw a wheel on the ground beside each of the 4 living creatures. The appearance of the wheels and their construction. They gleamed like chrysolite, and all 4 of them looked alike. Their construction was of a wheel within a wheel. When they moved in any of the 4 directions without turning as they moved. Their rims were full of eyes all around, the 4 of them. When the living creatures moved, the wheels moved with them. When they rose up from the ground, the wheels also rose up. The spirit of the living creatures was in the wheels, so wherever the spirit would go, the wheels would move along with them. For the spirit of the living creatures was in the wheels. When the creatures moved, they moved. When they stood, they stood. And when they rose up from the ground, the wheels rose up along with them. For the spirit of the living creatures was in the wheels. Over the heads of the living creatures was the likeness of a dome. Under the dome, their wings were stretched out straight, one toward the other. Each one had 2 wings that covered its body on either side. When they moved, I heard the sound of their wings. It was like the roar of rushing waters, like the voice of the Almighty, like the sound of a tumultuous army. When they stood still, they dropped their wings. Then a voice came from above the dome that was over their heads. When they stood still, they dropped their wings. Above the dome that was over their heads was something like a sapphire stone. It looked like a throne, and there was one who looked like a man sitting on it. I saw that from what appeared to be his waist up, he looked like polished metal, and from there down, he looked like fire. There was a brilliant light all around him. Like the appearance of a rainbow in the clouds on a rainy day, so was the appearance of the brilliant light all around him. This was what the appearance of the Lord's glory looked like. And when I saw it, I fell face down on the ground, and I heard a voice speaking. Ezekiel chapter 2, verses 1 to 10. He said to me, "Stand up, Son of Man, and I will speak with you." As he spoke with me, a wind spirit entered into me and set me on my feet, and I listened to him as he spoke. He said to me, "Son of man, I am sending you to the Israelites, to rebellious nations who have rebelled against me. They and their ancestors have rebelled against me to this very day. The children to whom I am sending you are stubborn and hard-hearted. You must say to them, 'This is what the sovereign Lord says.' They will listen or they will not, for they are a rebellious people, but they will know that a prophet has been among them. But you, Son of Man, do not be afraid of them, and do not be afraid of what they say. Even though thorns and briars surround you, and you live among scorpions, do not be afraid of their words, or be terrified by the look in their eyes, for they are a rebellious people. You must speak my words to them, whether they listen or they do not, for they are rebellious. But you, Son of Man, listen to what I'm saying to you. Do not be rebellious like that rebellious nation. Open your mouth and eat what I am giving to you. Then I looked and saw a hand reaching out to me, with a scroll rolled up in it. He unrolled it for me, and it was written on the front and on the back. There were written on it words of lament and mourning and woe. Ezekiel chapter 3, verses 1 to 27. He said to me, Son of man, eat what is before you. Eat this scroll, and then go and speak to the house of Israel. So I opened my mouth, and he gave me the scroll to eat. He said to me, Son of man, eat the scroll in your stomach, and fill your belly with it. Then I ate it, and it was like honey in my mouth. Then he said to me, Son of man, go to the house of Israel, and tell them my words. For you are not sent to a people that are obscure in their speech and obscure in their language, nor to many nations that are obscure in their speech and language, whom you would not understand. If I had sent you to them, they would have listened to you. But they will listen to you, for they are a rebellious people, who have rebelled against the Lord their God. Yet they must know that a prophet has been among them. You, Son of Man, I have made a watchman for the house of Israel. You must hear a message from my mouth, and warn them from me. When I speak with you, I will open your mouth, and you must warn them from me. I have made your forehead like a diamond, harder than rock. So do not be afraid of them, or be terrified by their looks, for they are a rebellious people. I said to them, Listen carefully, and mark well the words that I am about to speak. For I have not sent you to deal with obscure speech and foreign language, which you would not understand. But they will not listen to you, for they are not willing to listen to me. All the house of Israel are stubborn and hard-hearted. The Lord said to me, Stand up, go out into the valley, and I will speak with you there. So I stood up and went out into the valley, and there was a divine windstorm approaching from the north, an enormous cloud with a fire flashing back and forth, and a brightness was all around it, with the center of the fire glowing as if it were polished metal. Then the divine windstorm lifted up, along with the creatures and the wheels, and they rose up high above the ground, 15 cubits high. The wind lifted them up into the air, and I watched as they went up. Then I saw that they did not leave the area between the living creatures and the wheels. The Lord came to me and said, Son of man, I have appointed you as a watchman for Israel. Whenever you hear a word from my mouth, you must warn them for me. When I speak with you, I will give you a message to warn the people. If you see someone doing wrong, warn them. If you warn the wicked person, but he does not turn from his wicked deed, he will die for his iniquity, but you will have saved your life. If you warn the wicked person and he does not turn from his wickedness, nor from his wicked deeds, he will die for his iniquity, but you will have saved your life. Again, if a righteous person turns from his righteousness and commits iniquity, and I put a stumbling block before him, he will die. If you did not warn him, he will die for his sin. The righteous deeds he performed will not be remembered, but I will hold you accountable for his death. However, if you warn the righteous person and he does not listen to the warning, he will die for his sin, but you will have saved your life. The Lord said to me, Stand up, go out to the valley, and I will speak with you there. So I stood up and went out to the valley, and behold, the glory of the Lord stood there, like the glory that I had seen by the Kebar River. And I fell on my face. But the Spirit entered into me and set me on my feet, and spoke with me, and said to me, Go, shut yourself inside your house. But as for you, Son of man, they will put ropes on you and tie you up with them, so that you cannot go out among them. I will make your tongue cling to the roof of your mouth, so that you will be mute and unable to speak to them, and unable to be a reprover to them. for they are a rebellious house. But when I speak with you, I will open your mouth, and you will say to them, This is what the sovereign Lord says. He who hears will hear, and he who refuses will refuse, for they are a rebellious house. Ezekiel chapter 4, verses 1-4. The Lord said to me, Son of man, come, I will give you a sign and demonstrate my power against them. Come, you must portray siege works against it. Build a siege wall around it. Put up a ramp to attack it, and set up military camps against it. Put out battering rams all around it. Then get an iron plate and place it as an iron wall between you and the city. Regard it as a blockade and besiege it. This is a sign for the house of Israel. As for you, lie down on your left side and put the iniquity of the house of Israel on yourself. You will bear their iniquity for the number of the days that you lie on your side.